Good evening. Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome on this beautiful, awesome Saturday evening. Talking Sip. For those joining me on Instagram, you got to get over onto Facebook. For those joining me on Facebook and YouTube, get some lights up there. Facebook, remember to like and share. It's a beautiful Saturday evening. Saturday the 7th, 7. I don't know what's this glasses here. I mean, this is the third. I mean, I'm trying to push the the month all the way to the new year. I mean, we just started December. It's going to be, I believe this is going to be what should I say? The first Christmas with no lockdown. I think all of the ones before there was some elements of lockdown, but tonight and this Christmas there's no lockdown. Touch wood. Um, so therefore, it's everybody's gonna go crazy. I think for this Christmas, but the craziness is going to be quelled or dampened without a doubt because of the inflation. You know, I think I saw on the news tonight that there's going to be the beast from the east, which is a cold spell as well, which is going to be happening. So therefore, people are going to be, feeling it when it comes on to what should I say, the cost of living, the cost to heat your home, heat or eat or heat, if you know what I'm trying to say. And I think sometimes it's going to reach to a point where the government or the authorities or so is going to say to the people, listen, just don't worry about your bill or whatever, just keep warm because it's going to have this massive impact this Christmas when it's going to be very cold. When, I saw this video that someone sent me, and it's every time they turn on their heating, this is what happens. I'm going to play this video here. It's going to be like, where is it? So every time they turn on the heating, this is what happens. Every time she turn on her heating, what happens? The It's like you're getting this you know auction or so. But hey, Saturday night, what are you drinking? You know, for me, I'm gonna have some wine, and there we are. Tend not to have too much, I must say. Maybe this is enough for me. There we are. That's enough for me. And also some water. So that's for me there. Cheers. Hope you're well. Cheers to long life. Cheers to greatness. Wish you all the best. Wishing persons, Godspeed, good speed. I want to also give a cheers as well to a good mate of mine, which is Courtney Reynolds, who passed away in Jamaica, Ocherius. I just want to say, you know, it was great knowing you. And even through his death, one of the good things that came about is that seems to have linked some mates who haven't linked for over near to 40 years. So that is also good. And, when I walk in the park in the morning, one of the things that I see and understand as well is how, you know, you take that moment out and you try to live your life to the fullness. Live your life to the fullness is something which is crucial or something which is special. Living your life to the fullness. Cheers. So this week, I think for the past 2 weeks we have been looking at some different topics, and most of it from a Jamaica sort of leaning. But tonight, the topic which I sort of coined in a way is, and we picked up from last week, was positive vibes. Positive. Mean to say that sometimes we dwell on things which are, really negative. Crime is negative, but in a way, there's some positive in the sense of what are we gonna do? What are you gonna do to fix that? Also, it's not just in Jamaica that there's crime. There's crime in the UK, children being killed, stabbed, or so. But I say, what are some of the positive stories? What would you say are some of the positive vibes and positive stories out there? There's tons, and that's why I say positive vibe, positive stories. And even though I say where you and where you from, and that emanates from the recent incident at the Buckingham Palace, where the Prince William's godmother sort of asked this lady some particular questions, which was deemed to be racist or so, as to where you're from. A lot of people tend to get that. A lot of people get to ask those questions, and sometimes one is always left a bit torn, offended, and raped in a certain way, according to what I'm understanding. Some people find it a bit very like an abuse, like an assault to a certain extent. And I looked at it, and I can never, snuff it or somewhat push aside someone's perception, someone's feeling on a particular thing. It just like with racism. Racism is subjective to a certain way. Just because one person may not feel abused or feel offended by a racial attitude by someone, that doesn't mean to say it is not. Just because one may be extra timorous. There's a point in law, you say, take your victim as you find it. Take your victim as you find it means to say that if, you push someone down and that person just get up back and just walk around and everything is okay, and you push another person down and that person, based on some sort of frailty, or they got brittle bones or so, like that movie with Samuel Jackson some years ago, and that person hurt themselves and die, take your victim as you find them, in a way. So everybody has this different sort of perception, what you perceive to conceive. How do you handle it? And I'm saying to myself is that many times one will come from a position whereby one is weakened, whereby there's a victim mentality where you leave being abused. But I'm always saying that one must find a way to flip the script. So I'm going to play a video of what I did one day while walking on the street when I walk in the park, and I try to contribute to this whole thing by taking it from a different angle. I like to always take things from a different angle. Taking things from a different angle is whereby you come from a place of strength and you come from a high and lofty place, because your sense of identity and who you are is very profound and very known to yourself, whereby you become somewhat supernatural or you become very powerful. But I let this video play for itself. Okay, here we go. If I'm ever asked the question, who are you and where you're from, I have one simple answer to that. My name's Silburn, or my name's Seymour. Straight out of Oche. Straight out of Oche. And that is Oche, Jamaica. And the person wanted to go further, so who you are. And I said, who are you? That's what I was going. Next question. Who are you? Where are you from? I go further and said, were your parents part of that history, that legacy, part of the transatlantic slavery movement? I would put that question back to them. Who are you? Where are you from? What's your name? Is your name James? Is your name Jax? Your name Jax? Whatever. Ask those questions. Morning. Yeah. Ask those questions. And then I'll answer my question further. So put it back to the person who asked you the question as to who are you. Ask them who they are. Are you the one that is supposed to give me reparation?
That's why I like Mia Motley, the Prime Minister of Barbados. She has pinned down someone and said, hey, your name is Jax. Drax. Or what she said, you know? Morning. And because your name is Drax, you own Draxol. I mean to say, your parents, your legacy is from this transatlantic slavery movement. You had slaves, farm, plantations. Who are you? Where are you from? Put it back and make a conversation. So the lady of the household of the royal family, she resigned, who is actually Prince William godmother. Who are you? Where are you from? My name is Silver and straight to the Oche. And you, who are you? Where are you from? What's your name? James, John, Michael, or whatever. What's your surname? Let me dig a bit. Put it back. Take control. Lead. Flip the script. Ladies and gentlemen, flip the script. That's what I would do. Flip the script. My name is Silver, straight out of Ochi, son of Eric B. Sidiel and Hazel Sidiel. My name is Silver and Sidiel. Boom. Food for thought. Always flip the script, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.
I hope that was heard clearly because I never had my mic on mute. And sometimes if a mic is not on mute, it may come across a bit very distorted. I hope it was very clear. If it wasn't very clear, I'll play it again. But if not, you can see the video on my TikTok and you can see it on my Instagram. You can see it also on my Facebook page as well. And thank you, Fantia Lou, for joining me on Instagram. Thank you, Dee, for joining. I always believe very strongly in flipping the script in all things. And ladies and gentlemen, just before we go any further, make sure you visit new online store. And let me just put that up there, one of my partners, Deezery Organics, www.deezeryorganics.com. It's Christmas, as they say. Christmas is a coming and the geese is getting fat. Who is going to put the penny in the old man hat? But we're not talking about old man hat. You can see many different products there as well. Visit online store, discount code Christmas, and you get 5% off. www.deezeryorganics.com. Do check that out as well. Sharing is caring, as you know the saying. Sharing is caring. Well, the topic and how I sort of was saying a while ago in our one sort of coin, your when you go for an interview, and this is what I say: when you go for an interview, I always believe that the best interview is when you actually operate as if you don't need that job, or you're not desperate. You're not coming across desperate, but you're coming across with a sense of strength. You're coming across with a sense of power. You're coming across with a sense of knowing who you are, knowing that you're not beg nothing. You're not beg because I remember once I went to the Home Office. I came to the UK in 1992, and as a matter of fact, just want to say that just talking about UK. For those who actually, if you remember, I recently was promoting the passports in the UK for PICA, the passport immigration. Well, I got the passports. The passports came yesterday. That's the passports for, so I got my wife and I got my Jamaican passports back. Boom. So well done to PICA for sending it back. Even though I got a bone with PICA because they said 25 days. And a lot of people are actually, a few people have been reaching out to me to say that they haven't received their passports as yet. So PICA, shape up, send out some sort of notice or some sort of whatever to say that why there's a delay. And I can understand why there could be a delay because the place was slammed. I mean, you have seen my interview with Mr. Andrew Winter. You have seen my interview with Charlton McFarlane from the Registrar General as well. There was a lot of people that actually came out. So first batches, or I don't know if it's first batch or second batch that we have received, but it came with DHL. You got an email before, then you get an email again, you got an email on the same day. So this is coming, and lo and behold, the passports are here. But do send out some sort of announcement. Do send out some sort of circular to the people in the UK to say why is it being held up. But I'm going back to the bit there where I came to the UK, and I used to go to the Home Office every 2 years or so to renew my student visa. And I remember one year I went there, and the lady the lady I believe was speaking to me there at the desk was a bit uh, I don't know, she was a bit very arrogant in a way, like, or so, you know. And blessings, the blessings, Silver and the chat, blessing to you all. And the lady said the lady was a bit arrogant a bit towards me, and I had to go at her and say, I want to see your boss or your supervisor, Mark you. And I'm an immigrant in this country, but I wasn't begging anything, you know. I was paying my way in. I mean, I wasn't on any benefits or so. And I challenged them, and I said, listen, I'm not begging anything. Why is she speaking to me like that? Because sometimes when they hear you're Jamaican, they have this perception or so. You got to know who you are and where you're from. Yeah. Let's Lionel Messi is God. Lester, I think I saw you there, but no image came up. And yeah, so the person came back and they spoke to me properly, and that was sorted. You have to know who you are. You got to know where you're from. So when you operate from a position of strength. A position of strength is very crucial, very powerful. You know, beg nothing. You know, never beg anything. You know, don't beg. Don't beg to be appreciated or so. You know, um. So and that's why I say if somebody asks me personally, "Hey, Michelle, how are you? Bless you. Good evening, and peace, balance, wellness." If somebody asks me where I'm from, I'll simply say I come straight from Mauritius. I come from straight from Jamaica, and I come straight from my mother and father. For pity, I didn't have a picture yet, right here now. Eric B. Sidiel and Hazel Sidiel. And then I use it somehow to strike some conversation. But I try to take it back. There's a thing when you do what do you call um, network marketing? They always say something like, give value and take it back. Give value and take it back. Mean to say that you value what you have, you value the product, you value yourself, you give and you take back because you know that you have that level of confidence of yourself. And I believe very strongly that when we see some of these things which are happening, it should not be condoned and it should be called out for what it is. If it is racism, it is racism. You don't touch someone's hair. If anything, well, for me, you can't touch my hair because there is no hair. But you don't touch a lady's hair. You don't do that. Men don't do that, you know? Um, so so while there's element of racism there, but we have to make sure that we are people who flip the script, challenge the narrative, and leave out with your head held high and not feeling like you're begging massa to be appreciated, begging massa for an apology, begging massa to somehow feel special or so. One is special, you are special, we're all special, and that's one of the things. So that's how I would actually run with it. You know, not running with it more. How would you run with it, ladies and gentlemen? Those on Facebook, and you know, and then on top of it, there's so much positive vibes. There's so much positive energy. You know, this morning I was at the park, my favorite place, where dogs them jump upon me. Don't go to the park with a new with a fresh and a clean tracksuit bottom, especially if it's gray or white, because you'll have to engage with dogs who will run up to you and jump up on you and trying to be your friend. And all the owners will say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And say, "No problem, buddy." You know, go with a black one, a black, you know, and then you go with a black shorts, a black um what should I say, black tracksuit bottom, or a white one or a gray one. Make sure it's not clean. Make sure it's dirty or so like that. So when the dogs jump upon you, you know. But when I was there in the park today, and there was this Christmas market, and one of the things about the market was that you got so many different persons from different race, creed, and tongue. A lot of them were all talking about where you're from. And a lady was from, where was she from? Sweden. And we started. I sang a song for her called Smugulia. And Smugulia is a song which I learned when I used to work at Madame Tussauds. And at Madame Tussauds, we used to sing this song Smugulia. That is when the people from, and most of them were ladies or girls, them come to Madame Tussauds in this massive queue. My job was there to sort out the queue there, and so, and singing Smugulia, Smugulia, who ka, only to learn that eventually it was about frogs, but it is interesting when you sort of engage with persons from different nations, from different countries, from different cultures, and you find out so much more about them. I was speaking to someone earlier today, and they said if it was them, they would start talk about, have you heard about this country? Have you heard about that? Flip the script to a certain area, but do not condone racism. Do not accept it as much as possible. So positives, we can always find the positives. I believe in everything, but not like Kanye West, who finds something positive in in or you say Hitler, you know. So like with Kanye West, I got to pull back from Kanye West right there. Even though I support Kanye West in all things, and he's a brother, you know, I can't support him on that one there. You can support someone, but you don't have to support everything they say and everything they do, um that's all a part of the game, because we all have family members. Hey, Belaka, we all have family members, and family members might offend or do certain things that we may not like. But just because they do something that we don't like, that doesn't mean to say we are going to extra, call them un persona un grata, unless they're murderers or pedophile or whatever like that. But still, even though they might be in prison or so, what you still have to do, you still have to somehow make sure that you still have to be family members. Um, Look, you and the dogs, yeah, me and the dogs, them. Me and the dogs, I'm in the park all the while. People sometimes think I have dogs, but I have no dogs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like, and someone tell me, just flip the script again, talking about dogs. You know, some there's always somebody that come on here and do these things, um, these dirty things here. But anyway, let me just block them. You know, ignore those things. Add to block list. Add to block list. Yeah, add to block list. It's crazy there. Do you tell me if you see some things coming up on there? Every time there's always like some spams, Spams always come. Spam around, spam there, spam everywhere. But guess what? You don't let these things take you apart or take you to a side, if anything like that. You don't do that. So yeah. Well, while I'm here, tomorrow night. I'm going to have a very interesting guest, and you know that a Jamaican is in every part of the world. There we are. You got a Mr. Ambassador Earl Hemmons. He's coming on tomorrow night, and he's going to be coming on at 8 p.m. British Standard Time, and actually that's going to be 2:30 a.m. Myanmar. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's in the Middle East. Actually, he may even come on tonight. Yeah, he may pass through tonight just to give me a cameo.
Yeah.
I see Lester keep coming on, but I can't see an image, or you change your name from Lionel Messi or whatever like that.
Wait.
Lester? I don't know. Lionel Messi? Lionel Messi? Is there Lionel Messi there? I don't know what. Yeah, I think someone is trying to come on. Let me see. And as I said, remember, get your desireorganics.com. Tune in, get some of that. Christmas is coming. Sorting it out. Now, I'm putting this out there because I'm waiting for persons to come on. Yeah. What is it? What is it? Yeah. Let me see there. Uh, yeah, that's good there. I find it very interesting. I was thinking about this when the whole thing happened at Buckingham Palace, and at the same time, Prince William. Okay, Roger, that will block. Prince William and Meghan and Harry. Prince William and Kate is in America. Harry and Meghan released their thing, their documentary or so on Netflix, and then at the same time, the whole thing happening with this lady. But guys, that's a massive distraction, you know. You know, that's a total massive distraction. Because when you think about it, and I know sometimes we all tend to, not we, but many people tend to follow these persons and going crazy. And all these guys, they have nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about, if you know what I'm trying to say. Matt Hancock in the jungle, people are going crazy about that. Nothing to worry about. These guys have nothing. As a matter of fact, with Matt Hancock, even winning the Get Me Out of Here jungle, I think everyone deserves a second chance, and I find it very strange when politicians and even Nigel Farage was saying that Matt Hancock told people to do this, told people to do that, and then the blood of them is on his hands. But I don't think Matt Hancock did all those things by himself. I think the only thing that Matt Hancock did wrong was by not living up to the rules that he presided over, or what he said people should live by, because the health secretary, which was him, of course, the prime minister, the chancellor, all those health professionals, they were the ones that actually, told him or guided him as to what to do. And it's just in politics or in government, in parliament, there's this thing which is called collective responsibility. Collective responsibility is whereby everyone, sign up to this particular thing. Well, unless they are Kwasi Teng and Liz Truss, because Liz Truss said Kwasi Teng get up and just went and make this speech and all this deal, which I don't believe in a way. I think Kwasi Teng was just simply thrown under the bus. So make sure you don't, make sure if you in a situation you get a flat bus, and then that flat bus doesn't really that flat bus, you can't get onto the flat bus if anything like that, so yeah, so that's the thing, but anyway, I'm just having this conversation, and I tell you what, my Sunday nights is going to be really good. The shows on Sunday night shows are going to be really awesome, ladies and gentlemen. That is whereby you're going to have guests just come on and have this lovely conversation, having this way to talk about things, because there is so many positive attributes, many things that we have that many people are even discovering. Remind me of Christopher Columbus when he came to this world or the new world where they claim that he discovered. Well, actually, it is right. He discovered this world for his people, but it wasn't new for the people who resided there from before. It wasn't new for persons who were traveling along that route before. But yes, he discovered the world for his people, Queen Isabel and Fernando, if so, that's what the history is about. You know? And therefore there's so many things um within us that is being discovered each day. Yeah. Let me make this a motivational discussion. There's so many things within us which is discovered each day. I was walking in the park, and I think anytime I give any talks, I'll always talk about walking in the park. I was walking in the park, and then I saw a route which I've never been on before. Never been on this route before, never seen this section before, and wondered, where did it go? Where did that route go? Now, I discovered that route, but guess what? A lot of people were coming back and forth from that particular route. But I discovered that route today. New to me, fresh to me, but not new and fresh to others who are using it regular. And likewise, even with us and in our lives, we're going to find that we are discovering still, even at our age, discovering new things within us. COVID, for argument's sake, was a key test. I use that as a litmus test moment, as a key factor whereby many people discovered something about themselves. Many people saw or recognized or had these dreams which they had, which they thought died, the visions which was there in existence, still alive. But all it wanted was a fire, something to strike, to burn it back, that ember, to put it into a flame and let it be ablaze and let it burn. It's powerful. So much element, so much fire which is within us. And as for men, I was thinking about this as while I'm thinking about this at the same time. Even for the generation that we're in now, the generation what we're in is where people are saying this which used to be is no more. And I always question why, to a certain extent. Always question why men cannot or stand ground and be men still, not be weak, wishy-washy, man too. Sorry, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going somewhere, that men can stand their ground and be men with substance. Many people say men should be get engaged with their feminine side. And I always find that very strange. How can a man engage with his feminine side when he's a man? But I guess all things are changing. They are saying, well, there's no male, there's no female. Where am I going? I'm touching something here. But really and truly, man need to be a man, because guess what? Women, I believe, want men to be men, whether they like it or not, even though they may say otherwise. Women want men to be strong, to be rocky, and men want women to be women, right? Because guess what? The metabolism is all made up differently. God put Adam to sleep. Then God said, it's not good for Adam to be alone. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get him a woman. Where am I going? Yes. Well, it's Sunday tomorrow. Might as well just preach. And he put him to sleep. He blew upon him. Fell asleep. And then took out from the ribs, and then he made woman, and then he said, "Wow, it was good. It is good." He put his hands in glee, and he said, "Wow." And Adam got up. Adam also said, "Wow." He said, "Wow." That's where it started. That's where it started. But guess what? Everybody's trying to change the game. Everybody wants to make it different. And nobody wants to stand the ground. Everybody's falling in line. With what line? And you know what? The majority of the world thinks a particular way. And the minority tend to want to change things. Hmm. Minority wins. Minority report. Yeah. That's really powerful. That's really powerful. Yeah. I was trying to get Dervin Malcolm Dervin where is he? Dervin Malcolm who said he's celebrating 30 years of service to the diaspora, and I wanted to see if I could get him on to talk about what he does and work to the diaspora. Also, I see that there is the Global Diaspora Council, which is being set up. Global Diaspora Council in the UK. And the Global Diaspora Council is a way where the Jamaicans in the diaspora can somehow lead or be a voice for the diaspora. But always question organizations like the diaspora organization because they are quiet when there are poignant things which are happening. And I put out an invitation because I believe that there's a round of elections which are in place or which is happening. And I like to actually interrogate each one of the persons for the Diaspora Global Council for the UK to challenge them in a way as to what they have done so far in their time. If those who are running back, like Nathaniel Pete and Kevin Brown, who have been on the show when they were running for the first time, and to give the other persons an opportunity, those who are wanting to run for that position as well, and to say, what's your voice when it comes on to SOE? What's your voice when it comes on to, like a young lady said to me the other day, Silburn, if you only know it, I just got after 20 years in the country, battling back and forth to get her status, to get her stay, Home Office lost her documents, and many times, finally she went to court, and after 20 years, she won against the Home Office. And after she won against the Home Office, guess what? 20 years. Once a while, 14 years, one could get your indefinite leave to remain based on a concession. 10 years, legal, you get your indefinite leave. And then you go on to your passport, your British passport. And then if you're illegal, it was 14 years. And then after the 14 years, then you get your indefinite leave. And after you get your indefinite leave, then you go on to your British passport after a period of time. But now she got the 20 years illegal, according to it, back and forth, one against the Home Office. But guess what? She has to spend another 10 years legal before she can actually apply for a British passport. And during the time of that, I believe every 2 years or every 3 years, there's a fund that she's got to pay. I think maybe it's 2,000 or 3,000 every 2-3 years. It is a fund which is used to actually contribute to persons' health service in the UK. And then I'm getting to understand, well, this is what other persons are saying. It is that they are actually contributing to the health service, NHS. And the question you got to ask yourself is, who is speaking up for these persons? You know, I remember when we had the high plane fares, Virgin and British Airways, and I still have the papers. I was looking at the papers. I was clearing out the other day, and all these different paper petition when we were going around the country. Went to Birmingham. The late Paul Lawrence was with us. Paul Lawrence, myself, and another person. We went down to meet with some executive from British Airways to say that the Jamaican community is going to strike. When I say strike, we're not going to travel with them during the course of that time. This is when the APD duty tax was done, and we challenged them. But of course, one of the things with these is that you've got to get the people behind you, because you'll be standing there and you're alone. So the question would be, where is the diaspora council when these things happening, if that happens? The you know, and the other one also is the visa. People coming from the Caribbean, from Jamaica, who is the king is still the head of state. The king being the head of state, and you still have to have a passport. You can't get a visa. I mean, you need a visa to come to the UK, where the king is head of state. Is there anyone trying to challenge that? Who is challenging that? Who is actually saying, hang on a second, there's not any more of the reasons why it took place in the first place. It took place in the first place because, why? There was lots of drugs coming through. I remember I came here during the course of that time. Air Jamaica, a lot of drugs was coming through. To one point, there's a guy named Jeff Edwards. Never forget that name, Jeff Edwards from the Mirror. And he wrote in the paper, cocaine air. Cocaine air. Cocaine air is what they call Air Jamaica. Cocaine air. And I wrote to the Press Complaint Commission to say it was racist. It was racist. They didn't. They didn't say it was, and they say it wasn't offended. Blah blah blah. But at least we stand our ground for that. So, for persons for the Global Diaspora Council, one has got to challenge them, just like how persons who are saying that their passport is a bit delayed coming from Jamaica. When PICA came, the Passport Immigration Control Agency, who is speaking up for persons when they, and I believe that accountability, transparency is so very important. Accountability and transparency for a nation is helpful because what it does, it helps to take that nation to another level. And that level, which is, if you want to be in 2030, which is 8 years' time, for Jamaica to be a full-fledged first world country, because it says that's what Vision 2030 is about. So therefore, you need all hands on deck. All hands on deck to fight crime. All hands on deck for transparency, for accountability, for communication. Communication is so important. Communication is the key. Okay? And that is something which is so many times you might say lacking, unless one is say, I'm with the guys and I know what is happening. And sometimes that doesn't help because that's just like curry favor, Call it curry favor, pork barrel business, That's just my sort of thinking, Well, where's Anil? Where's Lester? Where's Dee? Where's Michelle? Who is gonna come on tonight? I might have to get Mr. my guest for tomorrow night, Mr. Might have to call in my gentleman all the way from Miramore. Might have to call Mr. Ambassador Earl Hammond. Let me see if I can call him into the show. Late one. with Earl Hemmings. You know, let me see. Realist one. You know, I saw a very. I don't play these videos. I won't play them on my show. But I saw a very disturbing video. You know, because I'm into childcare, I can't play these videos. I saw a very disturbing video with this young man, this young boy, young man, young boy. Very disturbing video with this young boy. Boy taking up rock stone and throwing into the classroom. Taking up a rock stone, throwing in the classroom. Can you believe that? It's in Jamaica. Teacher standing there, I think on her phone. I don't know, maybe she's actually calling for help. All those children, I think the boy is about maybe 10, 11, 12. I don't know if you guys seen it. Throwing rock stones in the classroom. You know? What are you guys drinking? What are you drinking? Tell me what you're drinking. Tell me what are you drinking? Everybody tell me what you're drinking. Don't lie. If you lie, you know, God knows. Yeah. But the boy was throwing rock stones in the classroom. Big chopped rock stone in the classroom. Can you believe that? As I said, my dying child throwing rock stones in the classroom, and the teacher standing there. You know, maybe angry, maybe he's mad for some reason. I think it was some some school. And I don't know if any of those other children were hurt. I don't know if those other children were affected in some respect. If they were, I don't know. But more than likely, they would have. But I've not heard anything because I've not really followed up on it. Really sickening. But couldn't that teacher, you know, take it upon herself also to grab this boy, because he was standing there and the boy is throwing rock stones in the classroom where there are other children there. Think about that for a second. Throwing rock stone, big chopped rock stones in the classroom where other children are. If I was a teacher, I'd be grabbing that boy, because what you're doing, you're protecting lives, protecting limbs. You know, I know many people sometimes don't want to refrain from touching children or so, or holding them back because they fear retaliation from the parents. Well, which one is more fearful? Which one are you fearful of more? Is it retaliation from the parents, or the fact that a couple of those other children within your care, where you got a duty of care to care for, when those parents come and they leave those children at the school? Those parents come and leave the children at the school for your care, and then one is more worried about, this is what you're worried about, worried about what maybe a parent may do to come and lick you down, when there are tens, maybe 20 of other children within that classroom, where that little boy, maybe he's gone loco. And the question now is this: who is at fault? Who is at fault in society now when we see young people going wayward? Who is at fault in society now where children within our sphere of influence gone wayward? Is it just only the parent? Question. Is it only the parent, or is it the community? Because once in a while, we should say the community raised a child. I don't believe, honestly speaking, I don't believe my parents could have by themselves raised the four of us, five of us. I don't believe our parents alone could have done it for us growing up, especially even in Jamaica. Let's use Jamaica for argument's sake. Let's use it as a point of reference. it was the community who played a fundamental role as well. The community had to play a role, not just, not just the what should I say, the let me see if I can get this, not just the parents. Alando's kitchen. Alando, listen, you're cooking so many food. I've been a fresh fry. You haven't invited me. You keep doing all this fish thing and all these drink. Alando, Mr. Spalding. I want to, Mister Missy. You all right?
Yeah, may I use my phone now on my
You use the
computer
phone.
fix. Yeah,
You bring your phone, your computer to fix.
yeah.
Is it? Or you kick it up? Think you say football?
No, no. Only people who support Brazil do them something.
Or people do Brazil do them something there. You have light in your face, man. You have light, like you have a halo there. Is it? No, that's all right. So God is shining upon you. I don't know. Maybe it's God shining on you. Vita say hi, beautiful. I don't know who she's saying to. It must be you. She's saying hi, beautiful. Or maybe she's speaking to somebody online or something like that. Cheers, mate. And somebody said they're having apple ginger and Uncle Ray. I must say that today I did actually was going through my pantry and a big bottle of I saw a big bottle of red label wine, not red label wine, Uncle J Ray nephew, and I took a quick sip of it. And the quick sip actually was uh just with Coke, if anything like that. These I saw the video and boy, I was like, why shouldn't I lock the grill and come off the phone? Okay, there you are. Why shouldn't I lock the grill and come off the phone? That's the thing there. That's why I say as well. Alando, kitchen. You should come on now. Tell me if you want to come on. I'll send you the link, and tell us about your fresh fry, your fry food, and your fry, and all those great food that you're cooking. Might have to invite you over to do some food. Conscious Carrington, how are you doing? On Instagram. Let me know, man. Tell me. I'll bring you in. I'll give you the link. I'll give you the link to come in tonight. I'll post a link for you. You know? Yeah. So what's up otherwise, boss?
You tell me. So me never understand your topic earlier. So, but me hear your attack and realize there's something different. Um,
Well,
you make
no, I put topics out there for persons to interpret as how they feel. What did you interpret it as? Moment of truth.
no. I think you mean like actually where you come from.
Uh,
I think it was more philosophical, but me get understand say it's physical.
okay. It emanated from the big discussion which is going on in the UK when this lady went to Buckingham Palace and Prince William godmother asked her where she's from, and the lady says she's from England, and then Prince William grandmother kept pushing her, kept saying, we actually we really come from, we come from, we really come from,
Uh-huh.
and and then because of that she felt offended, and I think the lady also touched her hair, I think as well, and I think that is what sort of spur on the whole thing. So lots of people are now talking and saying that, as a matter of fact, I love to say they love to say where they're from. They will say that they're from there, or they're from Jamaica, or they come from Ochi, and don't start to disrespect me about with Ochi asking, say man is Ian Isaacs give you authority to be Ocho. Ocho is a lived experience in a virgin. It's not somebody just give you something in it. It's a lived experience. It's like a lifestyle. You can't just become Ocho just like that in one day. You got to. It's a lifestyle.
Um, I saw the exchange between the lady and the is it the queen's sister?
No, I don't think it's sister. There must be family though. She was the head of the household.
Well, I don't see why everybody is up in a have them undies in a bundle over it. That
Mm,
age group of persons have that type of thinking. It's not strange, you know.
yeah.
When you look on the utterance of persons like Donald Trump and these persons of that age group, Donald Sterling, who used to own the LA Clippers, um, Javier, I don't remember Javier's last name. He owns the Phoenix Suns. These
Mm,
guys that are 70 and above have these type of thinking. It's not strange. She resigning from the post, the post and royal duties that she has. It's neither here nor there. It's not going to stop her
yeah.
thinking. It's not. What I think we need to do is educate people, have conversation with people, stop trying to cancel people.
Mm,
Because she will still have that thinking there. Because all you did, is just take her duties, and you stop talking to her. Why?
mm,
Engage her, engage people like that. The conversation needs to continue so people understand that. Listen, how would you feel if we were to zero in on you and
mm.
ask you where you come from? Because if people know, like before, where Elizabeth family is originated from and stuff like that, they are not original British.
Yeah, they're
You
Germans
know,
actually.
they're
Germans and
Germans.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're German and French and all of that. Is just like the King of Holland. No, he's married to an Argentine woman.
Mm,
You know, um, his father before him married a German woman. You understand me? His father before him, the grandfather, have what, like 30 something fitness all
yeah.
over. You understand me?
Yeah.
So and they're also from Germany too. So if you're to push and say you're not British either.
Yeah. And I think, and also I believe, Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth, they are some long distance cousins, isn't it?
Cousins, yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm.
You
They
know,
say in Jamaica, cousin family boiled goods too, or something like that. You know what I mean?
I
Um,
don't know if that happens in Orchards in Kingston. Does that?
ask Vita. I plead the fifth to that. Vita might know. Vita have more authority in that subject matter there. Gaza, Ima, Ima twist up people here tonight. They. But if I ask you the question though, if and if I ask you the question, um, I see you at an event or so, and I say, Messi. Sorry, I'll call you Messi. Yeah, Messi. Messi, where are you from? What you respond to me?
Jamaica.
Where, but where well, they shut it down right. This you shouldn't say it like that. But where in Jamaica you from?
Well, based on documents my mother produced to me, Kingston.
You're from
To
Kingston.
be to be exact, in Kingston, West Kingston.
Okay, okay. Yeah. You're a bit don't help. I was doing like a role play thing there to dig a bit deeper. But one of the things that I picked up from the whole thing was it could have been like a powerful teaching moment.
But Tilbury, all right.
Yeah.
How we take Messi for instance, right?
Take what?
In born Messi, the footballer,
Yeah.
in born Argentina, but
Mm,
in roots are in Germany.
yeah.
Because remember, say after the World War II, most of Nazi Germany got Argentina,
Yeah.
right? So the Argentina people become light skin or white, right? You have a lot of them who mix with the Africans down there. So them look white, but them have African type features. A lot of them have African type features also. But, but what I'm saying is that would you consider them Argentinians or
Mm,
Germans?
mm,
Would you consider and then the ones who mix with the local with the Africans that were there? What would you consider the one them who mix? Them are German, them are Argentina, them are African.
yeah. Yeah. That's a good question there. But because I was at an event today, and so many different nationals were there: Asian, Indian, and at one point I was speaking to a lady, and then she told me she's from Sweden, and then we break out into talking about Sweden and all the different things, and it is somewhat, I believe, I think one can always switch the game, switch it up when one is having these discussions, because I believe many a times that black people somewhat leave the game with a victim mentality, or leave the game feeling like they are being offended and abused, when really and truly one can actually switch the game and come with a high level. And I believe a lot of it is a mentality. Is a mentality. But then someone said to me one time, "Well, see, but you understand, if you live in a country like this for all the years of your life, and you're in a classroom for 4 or 5 years, and that teacher, when you put your hand up, is asking you what your name is, you'll understand. We from Jamaica, nobody ever question where you're from, especially only if you come from Kingston and come at Ochi, and we soon I go to the beach and we ask you, where you come from? You know, and you say we come from Kingston. Kingston people always come at Ochi all the while, go beach.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but when I call it Kingston, Kingston people
what,
don't call it Kingston.
what they call it?
They come from town.
Come from town. Come from town. There, you know.
But you will be a session.
Mm.
You just said something a while ago, and I think by reflex and conditioning, you say you know realize
Uh,
what type of woman were you talking? You say what type of persons were there today?
oh, they're all.
And
You mean at the venue?
yeah,
Oh, I said they're Asian, white. Most of them white actually.
hmm
But when you check it out, some of them were from different countries. When you get
all
in
right.
talk to them,
But
yeah,
when you say Asian, you're talking about a specific landmass.
yeah,
All right. So it could be India, it could be Pakistan, it could
could be,
be
yeah,
um Bangladesh,
yeah,
can be China, right?
yeah,
Japan. So
yeah.
we have a specific landmass, right?
Mm, mm,
Now these people, all of them, accept that landmass, accept
mm.
that title.
Yeah,
Now, if you see a black man in Ireland, you know,
uh,
would you say, hey, that's an African?
if I would say that,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I would say African.
But if you call him an African, would he accept that title?
I don't know, because I don't think I would make an assumption that he's African because of the
No,
fact
no,
that
no,
I'm.
no, no. But you made
Yeah.
an assumption that the person who you saw was Asian.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're all the ladies, the ones that were Asians. I just use the word Asians and I said it
But why?
naturally. Why?
They could
Because
have never ever gone to the continent of Asia.
true, but
So
so I'm
just
talking.
because they have a particular disposition
Look,
in terms of physical feature,
yeah.
you align them to a landmass. And I'm saying the difference with we is that as black people, we don't accept the alignment with the landmass.
Okay, I see where you're coming from.
Because like your children were not born in Jamaica,
No.
right? Now, remember, African people have different shades, right?
Yeah.
So your son become an adult now. I'm a walk down the street and somebody see him, right? And say, ask him if he's an African. And
Mm,
more likely he will feel offended, right? Because them attribute a landmass to him that he has no ties to whatsoever. He
yeah.
have ties to the United Kingdom, right?
And maybe
Him doesn't have
Maybe
no, no. In terms of heritage, Jamaica, but I'm talking about ties. His
yeah.
ties is with United Kingdom because they same born, the same no,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Now he would feel more comfortable if somebody say, "Are you West Indian or Caribbean?" You know,
Mm,
he would say, "Oh yeah," he say, "Yeah." He will accept, "Oh yeah, I'm Jamaican." You know,
yeah.
that's more welcoming. But the problem that we're having as a people, as a race, is that there's a landmass that is attributed to us that we reject.
Yeah.
Because even Jamaica, when we accost one another, you look hungry, your belly big like some Somalian pitney. And
Mm,
for those who don't know, Somalia is in Africa, it's in the east coast of Africa, right? Or you hungry look like them African pitney we are starved. So it always used as a derogatory term when we're talking about Africa, we describe Africa. It's never a term of endearment, it's never a term of upliftment, it's never a term of um from a good standpoint. So that's the problem. The problem is not just the white people. The problem with we.
Yeah, as we're coming from, as we're coming from Leicester on that, and it is something that does generate a very a powerful discussion if people tend to want to go there. Um, and one of the things that I was speaking to somebody who's of who's Jamaican, and they were saying maybe one of the reasons why Black British persons get offended by this, it's because maybe they've always felt like they don't belong to the UK because of how they have been culturalized and how things have been for them while here. While myself and yourself, you're in Netherlands, I'm in the UK. We travel to these countries when we're adults, so we have that sense of identity where we know who we are and where we are. I'm getting a feedback. Is it you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We get there's no sense of lack of identity. You know?
You still get the feedback?
Yeah, it's like a yeah, it's like you got something playing there in the meantime, but it wasn't there until you did something. I don't know if you did something.
A phone call was coming in.
Okay, yeah, yeah, but it's gone now. It's gone now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Light speaker said, I don't see the conservative comment. It was I was taking the pee out of. Okay, I don't understand that, boss. Yeah, don't understand that.
but all
Yeah,
right. Look on a man like Adam Stewart, you know.
yeah,
Take Dr. Chang. Take who else could we use of prominence? There's some Indian doctors, right?
yeah,
So 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 when you approach these um persons, and would it be would it be wise, or would it be respectful to say to Dr. Chang, um, where you come from?
yeah.
You understand me?
Or yes, or let's say David Chen.
David Chen.
Yeah,
You understand me? Where you
yeah,
come from, right? Now, probably him never asked himself that yesterday, because for him,
mm,
and I've told you this experience before. Ribi Chung, will own Asylum and own Ribi's
asylum.
restaurant now,
Yeah,
right? Me and him stand up side on side, and Movado was performing. And Movado say, we not Asylum. Movado say, all of the black man them, hold up them hand, and the man hold up him hand. So Mr. Ribi, Mr. Ribi, what you do? You understand me? Man say, cuss about it and say, yo, me not what's it, black man? I said, no, I
yeah,
China man. Man say, brother, me never go China yet, you know. You
mm,
understand me? Him say him can't talk Chinese. You don't know a word, not you don't know a word in Mandarin, but
mm,
him not identify with China. Spoke to Adam Stewart, and it's the same thing. Right? Adam Stewart talk to me with a Pegasus, and him keep referring to and say, yo, as black people for this, and black people for that. And him say it about 6, 7 times.
mm,
So I walk towards him car, because I was a security at the time. I walking towards him vehicle. I'm say, Adam, you use this word. We are black people about 6, 7, 8 times.
mm.
He say, you're not black. The man say, me a what? Him turn to me and say, me a what? Now me look on this European looking brother. You understand me? But remember, him born in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Him father born in Jamaica. You understand me? Him whole roots is Jamaica. He don't know nowhere else.
There, there,
You know?
there, there,
But
there
him
there's a
consider himself black.
yeah. There's a Chinese guy that is that's on TikTok,
Yeah,
and
man. Yeah, correct.
and
Correct.
it really funny. I say, and him cause somebody or something.
No, you have to use
And the
hilarious. You can't use funny. You have to use hilarious.
hilarious. Yeah,
Funny.
yeah. We
Funny
don't
means
funny.
something. Yeah. We're not
Yeah,
funny around here.
Mr. Spaulding, how are you, sir? Are you
I'm
cool?
very well. I
Is
am
it
not actually. I just came upstairs. I was downstairs, and the room was a little bit cold, so I've just put the heating on.
Alando? Listen, man. We know. Listen. Let me tell you this. What's going on in the UK here? Many people are talking. many people are not turning on the eating, because this is what
That's
happened.
a
Let's
me turn on
well,
mine.
listen. Let me show you what happened. Let me show you what happened. What
Yes.
somebody sent me something here. When people turn on the eating in the UK, this is what happened. The money I go past. People are just
You know,
enjoying it.
what
Listen,
Kilburn,
yeah,
Kilburn,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what happened? Our families and friends back home in Jamaica, they would
yeah.
never understand that, you know. You know, them understand that the
Exactly.
heating and the money, but to come to understand how coal. So you have to decide whether you're gonna take the coal or you're gonna pay the bill.
Or is it Alando? Heat or eat? Eat or heat?
Heat.
Yeah. Well, listen, Alando, how are you? It's great seeing you again.
Oh, thank you. I'm not too bad, thanks.
You know, Alando, tell us about yourself and what you.
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Where you?
Where are you
Where you
from?
from?
Where are you from? Where are you
Where
from?
you from? Where you from?
Where are you
Where am I
from?
from?
Yeah, where you
Where
from?
do you think I'm from? Have a
I,
guess.
maybe Madagascar.
Madagascar.
I'm from Jamaica, my friend.
Oh, really? Really? You kind of
Yes.
look at one of those native Australian the Aborigines.
Is that so?
Yeah.
I'm from Jamaica, born and bred.
Uh,
Waterhouse
uh,
will come from.
and
listen,
and and his name is synonymous to some famous name there in Jamaica with the name Spalding. So you can put two and two
Yes.
together there. Am I correct, Alando?
Yes. Yes.
the brothers Winston Spalding and Tony Spalding.
Yes, indeed. But I won't go into that now. Anyway, my name is Alanda Spalding, and
No, I want
um,
to know
I,
which one you like more. If I Winston you like more, or Tony you like more.
I like both.
For persons who don't know that was a political joke, okay?
I know. Yes. Oh, yes.
For persons who don't know, that was a
Oh,
political
yes.
joke.
Oh, yes.
Good.
Yeah, so this is Lester. I'm not Lester. Alando was there last night. Showing some fish. You're live, and I was looking for the fish. You got
Okay.
you do some special fish fry on a Friday, isn't it? You didn't invite me.
No, I'm planning to do that because what I do, I'm a butler by trade.
Hmm.
And I've just decided that I've started doing some cook because a professional butler, a proper butler, one should be able to cook. So I'm not a chef, I'm a cook. So
Hmm.
I'm just starting out to do some cook Friday stuff. So persons will come around and collect their fish and then move on. But I'm
Oh
a
wow.
self-employed butler, so I'm a butler, events manager, and so on. So that's what I do privately.
You live close to me still. We can talk off record. You still?
No, no, no. Yeah, I still. Well, I did move away. Now I've moved closer. I think I live even more closer to you now. I'm on
Okay.
Thorns Beach.
Fantastic. So therefore, I can get my fish. Listen, what's your
Yes.
take on the big debate of recent days regarding who you're with the Queen cousin and Prince
Okay.
William?
Well, well, I wanted to say something based upon what you lot were talking about earlier. You
Yes, go
mentioned
ahead.
that you weren't sure if she's a relative or not. She's not a relative. She's a member of the whole household, and
Okay.
she would call the head lady, as it were. But
Okay.
yes. So because of her relationship over the years, and they decided that she's going to be the one that's going to accompany the Queen on many occasions as the lady in waiting. But what she did was stupid.
Mhm.
I did a silly thing myself by jumping on the bandwagon when I heard what happened. I sort of, took it seriously honestly, and I was a bit offended, and I jumped on the bandwagon. But when you really, really look into it, actually, even my good self, I've been to places and asked people where they're from, you know. So, and that's something to expect from someone who is of that age, you know. Um, that is something to expect, to be quite honest with you. But the going on and on and on and on and on, she shouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes these people, they're people that I call educated fools, because they have so much education and they're so exposed, but they now have no sense. They don't think. You see what I mean? And being in those four walls, she doesn't think that something like that is going to come out. You know, she's stupid. And trust me, something else will come out again.
I see.
But
I see.
Orlando,
Yeah.
we are guilty of that with our own too, you know.
Oh yes, of
A
course.
few,
My goods, I'm guilty of it myself.
no, I mean even within our own, like
Yes, that's what
you
I
see,
mean.
yeah, Usain Bolt faced that a few years ago when he was living in Norbrook.
Yes.
Sean Paul's wife, you know, said to him that, you know, he should go back where he's from. You know, now
Really?
Usain is from Trelawney, you know,
Uh-huh.
um, and in the deep Sherwood content, you know, it's a rural place, you know. They have
Yeah.
one little post office and one little shop, you know, and you know, make some money. So him live on Norbrook now,
Mm.
but Jinx, Sean Paul's wife, is like high color, brown, half white Jamaican,
Yeah.
you know.
Yes.
So for her to even for her to even say it, it's even more, it's even deeper
Right.
than a regular other Jamaican, dark
Yeah.
skin Jamaican. I say it
Well,
because she's of like
yeah.
half Caucasian, half Jamaican descent.
Well, listen. I got a really international community here because I've got someone just flew in straight from Myanmar. You know, all the way from Myanmar in the
Where's
Asia.
that?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, I know where
Myanmar,
you're talking now. Okay, Myanmar.
Myanmar.
Myanmar, yeah.
Mr.
They,
Yes.
they had
Ambassador Earl Hammond.
they had some political turmoil a few years ago. I hope they have solved that now.
Yes. Yes.
Ambassador, where are you from, sir? Where are you? Where are you?
Well, I'm in Myanmar now. Actually, in Myanmar now.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, Ambassador Earl Hammonds in Myanmar, a Jamaican in some far place. What you doing there? What you doing down there, man?
He's the ambassador, I suppose.
Yeah,
Well,
He's
I'm
ambassador.
creating opportunities. Creating opportunities.
Creating opportunities. Well,
Nice,
ladies and
nice,
gentlemen,
nice.
tomorrow
Absolutely.
night, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, I'll be interviewing with Earl Hammonds, Ambassador Earl Hammonds, all the way in. They said there's a Jamaican. They say everywhere, even Eskimo Jamaicans are there. No. Which Alaska? Where you going? Listen, help me out there. Not Eskimo. Eskimo
Yeah,
land. What?
Jamaicans call anywhere in Asia Far East. Far East in there, you know. That's Far East. Yes, I mean, I don't know why they emphasis on the far. You understand me? For the far, but, you know. But
Ambassador.
welcome, ambassador.
So who are you,
Thank
sir?
you
Who
very
are
much.
you? Where are you from?
Well, I'm a proud Jamaican. I'm from a place that they call Almantown, an inner city. So, and there's so much that I need to explain as to who I
Mhm.
am. Because when
Yes.
you ask me that question, who I am, you're going into the kingdom of my mind.
Yes.
So, but I'm a proud Jamaican, and I'm from Almantown, and
Ambassador, what
I
street in
believe that
Almonton are
all
you from?
things are possible, and I always give God the glory. So that's
What
in a
street? What
nutshell
street?
of
What
who I
street?
am.
What
There's a
street in
Arnold
question.
Road,
Almonton
you
are
know
you from?
Arnold Road? You know
Yeah,
Arnold
man.
Road?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. How I
Yeah,
say?
I'm from ambassador.
Yeah.
Fletcher's land. Me come from, you know.
Then the next to me, man,
But now,
you have me neighbor.
May you, Orlando, may
Them
you go
still
somewhere
have
to
gas
talk.
station,
Orlando,
that's
may you
you
go
know,
talk
right off
somewhere.
Fletcher's Land and
Them
Hero
talk right now.
Circle.
Yes.
but ambassador, listen, no. If you grew up in a
Hmm.
Kingston garden, so even closer to you, you know.
Yes.
Oh, so if you grew up a Queenstown guy, that means say, you know a nice lady when named Joss and Mother Rose, but Mother Rose passed on some time ago.
Yeah, yeah. Me know Mother Rose. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, you see,
Yeah, man.
small
Right
world.
at Marlborough Road, this man, near Lockett Avenue.
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
Yeah,
you're
Yeah,
right.
me
man.
pass through the. Yeah,
Me know Arnold Road, man.
me pass through the one time, you know.
Silburn,
Uh,
Silburn,
the man from Ochi
Silburn,
passed you one time. All
Silburn.
right.
Look at them. Well, I the ambassador, a three town man there, you know, one countryman, you know. So we have to ease him up, you know.
Oh, yeah. A big man, that man.
Could you remind me where Almond Town is again, please?
Yeah.
It's below Crossroad. It's right where Hero Circle is.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, okay, no, no, I'll pick up this.
Yeah. So where you say Ministry
Once
of
once you
Finance,
drop in Euro, sir, you're
Ministry of
looking at
Labor.
Almanto.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
So
I
Ministry
remember
of
you have,
now.
Finance,
you know,
Ministry of Labor,
where
that area.
Yes.
Woolman's High School, below Woolman's High School there, so yeah.
Okay, yes, I remember now.
Yeah.
You know, Alan, do you wanna ask Ambassador anything? Even though he's gonna come on tomorrow night, so I don't want to mash up the show for tomorrow.
So ambassador, so are you the ambassador from Jamaica to this country?
No, I'm not, but I was part of the diplomatic service, and that's a long story. But I'm ambassador for my company. I don't have the restriction of the foreign services and the Geneva Convention when I'm ambassador for my company. So
Okay.
just giving you an idea. And of course, an ambassador
and what company is this, ambassador?
Activities. Beg your pardon?
And what company is this?
The company is Genegistic Alpha Harmonic International Trade, Financing, and Distribution Company. So it's a company that you will hear more tomorrow. I will delve into the details tomorrow. So I don't want to get into it now, but tomorrow you can delve into it and we can see how best we can get more
This is a teaser for tomorrow night at 8 p.m. right here. The show is already set as well, and it's going to be 2:30 a.m. Monday, where you are, isn't it, Sir Emmons?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. 2:30 a.m. Myanmar time.
2:30 a.m. But can I
8
just
p.m. British time, yes?
8 p.m. British time, yes. But can I just ask you a quick question here? You're there in Myanmar, and a Jamaican over there. Do you get lots of time being asked the question, where you from?
Of course. I mean, particularly, they will ask me and said, "Are you an African or an American?" I said, "No, I'm a proud Jamaican," and I will tell them that Jamaica is 90 miles south of Cuba. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes flight time from Miami, Florida. But there's something that some persons, they don't ask me mainly where I'm from, but what am I doing here? Right? So these questions are interchangeable. Where are you from? What are you doing here? So when they understand what I am doing here, where I am from also becomes important or not important. It depends on the perception of the individual who asks the question.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get that often here till I've stopped answered it. You know, the person asked me how did I came here? I said on a plane. You know, and yeah. So I don't know. I no longer ask because a lot of them are not asking for educational purposes. You know, because like the follow up question would be, so when are you going back? You know, and then they say to visit. You know, so I've gotten that, but I've stopped answering that question now.
Yeah, that's very interesting. But anyway, tomorrow night, Ambassador, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, we'll be live here, and I'm gonna let him finish his sleep because I don't want him sleep before he can come on the show, you know. So yeah, what time is it there now? By the way, what time is it there now?
Let me look at my. It's now 6 a.m. Sunday morning.
Are you up
6
now?
6 a.m. Sunday morning.
Yes, he's up. Yes.
December the 4th, 2022.
Wow. Are you up now, or you just came on for now? You're gonna go back to sleep?
No, I'm up. I am up because you see where I am. It's not just Myanmar. You have the Chinese, and you have the Indians. You know the Chinese economy and the Chinese population is 1.5 billion and counting, and India 1.3. I'm only one Jamaican, So I have to try and be ahead. When we usually go to Alpha Primary, they say the heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they,
Yes.
while their companions slept, were toiling upward through the night. So I have to be proactive. I have to have hindsight and insight.
Wow. Now
And
that's
Silburn,
yes.
do you know where Sabina Park is?
Yes, that's in Kingston.
Camp Road, Sabro. It's
Yes.
near.
Actually, 18 Emerald Road. It's 18
It's
Emerald
near.
Road.
It's near Upon
Yes.
Camp, isn't it? After you pass
Yes,
Upon
sir.
Camp and go
No,
down.
no, no.
It's
It's
18
Sabina
Emerald
Park
Road.
is near Alpha Primary. You know, Alpha Primary or Holy Trinity
Yes,
Secondary. It's actually
yeah.
adjacent
that's
to
It's
Camp
Holy
Holy
Road
Trinity
Trinity
High
side,
now.
isn't
Secondary.
it? Is it
Yeah,
Camp Road side?
in the
Yeah.
vicinity.
Yes.
In the
South Camp
in the
Road.
vicinity, yes. South Camp Road,
Yeah, in the
yes.
vicinity. Yeah. No, but you have
Just
to be
after you cross
careful,
over the lights, the traffic lights,
Alan,
they're coming
you have to
from
be careful.
Crossroads.
There's a difference between Camp Road and South Camp Road.
Okay, yes, that's true.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that there's a difference. You know.
Yes,
So
yes.
as three town man we attack, you know.
Take it easy with him. Take it easy with him.
No, I'm straight. I come straight out of Orchard. Straight out of Orchard.
You're from a nice place, actually.
I even have
Very
a
nice
picture.
place. Yeah.
There's
Yes.
evidence. You got a problem with that? You know
My,
what I mean?
my, no, no, my wife is from Ochi.
We have sort of give him the rights to Ocherius as well. Ambassador, you did right. You're drinking something. What are you drinking, sir?
Just water. Only water.
Orlando, what are you drinking?
Na-
I'm
Natural
on the old white
water.
rum with ginger beer.
Do you know that today I actually drank some white rum for years, just a little dash of white rum with some coke. Just a little dash. Just because I saw it in the pantry there. Yeah.
I'm drinking
You're
the
the big
national
drinker.
beer.
What do you drink? What is that?
This is the
Yeah,
national
but
beer of the Netherlands.
Laborite color my drink.
Are you in the Netherlands?
Yeah. Yes, that's where I am
Okay.
now. That's where I live for the
Okay.
last 8 years.
Oh, your football team won something. You didn't mention anything, isn't it? Netherlands.
My football. No, Argentina won something today. Don't you see the colors?
But isn't Netherlands won something as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, my name Kiki out, you better try to let them see on record. So showcase it. But listen, guys. I just want to touch on one. And Ambassador, stay right there. There was a image in Jamaica of this little boy flinging some rock stone into this school, and the teacher stood up there, and the boy wasn't about 10 or 11 years of age, and he was throwing some rock stone.
He's 10.
There it is. He's 10, just like my daughter age. Throwing rock stone in the classroom, and the teacher stand there. I don't have the video, and I won't show the video, but the teacher standing there. Don't you see that was a problem, Lester? I don't. Yeah.
Well, yes and no. It is the directive from the Ministry of Education. Not to engage, but there was a part 2 video. I thought I sent you that video also. They had accosted him in and they tried to get him into the school. The thing is, and I don't remember if I sent you the follow-up conversations regarding his father was telling them that he is the one trying to scold and mold the child into a good young man, but the mother is the one that is instilling in him that if somebody offends him at school, he used to throw stones at them. He used to tell them bad words. He used to be aggressive towards them. And apparently the child lives with the mother and not the father. So when he has him and tries to instill decorum in him, it's just for a few hours or maybe a weekend, but he spends majority of the time with the mother. So the effect of the mother and the influence of the mother is greater. Also, what came out of that story is that the reporter from TVJ went there the following day to cover the story, and he made the video of the teachers. The teachers were on a sick out or a sit-in, sorry, and they were explaining to the media what happened. The gentleman was leaving, and he was accosted by members of the community who attacked him, punched him, broke
Father.
the camera. No.
Oh, sorry.
the reporter was attacked by
Reporter, yeah.
members of the community because
Mm.
they did not want him to report the story on the little boy. So
Mm.
it is a wider sociological problem that is here now, not just a school problem or the Ministry of Education problem or the young man's problem. This is now a societal problem.
What do you think about that, Earl? From Jamaica, and hearing that, and I mentioned earlier that I don't think that I could have been who I am now just by my parents only, but also by the community playing a role in rearing me as well. What's your take on that, Earl? You may not have seen the video, but just based on the description that we gave a
Okay,
while
you're
ago.
absolutely right. I haven't seen the video, but based on what is being said, I'm going to take the assumption. You know what? It has to do with children live what they learn, and that's the truth. That's
Mm.
fundamental. And the parents, most of the parents, especially in this generation, they lack the parental skill. They don't understand that parental skill is something that has to be taught. And as you well know, that in our days, it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah,
So you're going back to the days when I usually go to school. We had this book that we call Civics for Young Jamaican.
yeah.
I think they have removed that from the curriculum,
Mm.
and I think that's what we're missing out today. So we have about two, three generations that have been lost in terms of ethics and moral standard and the value of self-esteem. So
Mm.
when you have a mother who is encouraging her 10-year-old and said, listen, if you have a dispute, and this is where the gun and the violence comes in, you have a dispute with somebody, you throw rocks into a learning institution. It's not wrong, but this is how they see how they can give vent to their frustration. It's a wrong way. It's a wrong thing to do, but it's something that has to be addressed, not from this symptomatic part. You
Yeah.
have to look at the root cause, and this have to do the parental skills, and it goes back to the family,
Mm.
it goes back to the communities, it goes back to our country, because as a Jamaican, and even though people may talk about Myanmar, remember Jamaica has the highest murder rate per capita, and our population is about 3 million. It's as if
Mm.
the amount of people that are being killed in a war is not comparable to the murder rate that we have in Jamaica, but yet still we do exceptionally well. We have impacted the world with good things, reggae music, Blue Mountain Coffee.
Yeah.
Now we
Yes.
have to get back to the basic to save our young people.
Yeah.
The
No,
former
that
Prime Minister P.J. Patterson some time ago had values and attitude that he was focusing on. It was a program while I was at the Prime Minister's office. It is something that he himself came up with, and we had programs going on the radio trying to bring back the values and attitudes. That's very
yeah.
important. We have
Yeah.
lost that. We need to get it back.
Yeah. Orlando,
Sorry,
I don't
please
know if you pick
forgive
up.
me. I don't know what's going on there. I touched something and it's just messing with the camera. Sorry
That's
about
all
that.
right. You're in the pool now. You have a backdrop there. That's all right. It's we can see you still. Yeah. What's your take on that little brief discussion there, Orlando? If you're picking up on it.
All I have to say is about Jamaican children now. They're not the same as when we were growing up,
Mm. Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is a shame.
Just shame. Yeah. Um. b- b- Ambassador, I'm gonna let you go. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And tomorrow night, just to say, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Do join us where I'm going to have Ambassador Earl Emmons, who is going to be joining me, having a discussion as to his role and what he's doing over there in Myanmar. And as I'm saying, a
Myanmar.
Jamaican is
Earl
my
Evans.
yeah, a Jamaican is everywhere in the world, and we're gonna have a
Oh
sit
yes.
down, having a nice quiet fire chat um, about life as well. And one of the interesting things is that like Leicester is in Netherlands, Alanda is here in the UK. I'm in the UK as well. We're all, what should I say? We're all ambassadors, isn't it, Earl? Because if anything
Indeed.
happens to Leicester, to me or whatever, the first thing was Jamaica. You know?
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely represent our country where we are.
Yeah.
I
By
agree
default,
totally.
yeah. We,
Yeah.
uh, and even if I, and even if a Jamaican who is born in Jamaica become a British subject like myself, and you're doing something for the UK, while you're doing this something for the UK, did I? Oh, I touched something. Yeah. If I would be deemed to be British, but if something goes wrong, I'll be Jamaican.
Like Ben
Just
Johnson.
like Ben
You
Johnson,
remember Ben Johnson?
like Ben Johnson.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we have to keep our head up high and do all these positive things. So I want to keep you as ambassador. So have a good one, and we link up back. I'll touch base with you in your offline
Nice
after we
meeting
Okay.
you,
finish.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
Ambassador.
for having
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Feeling is mutual. Thank you for having me. All right.
Yeah,
Okay
man.
then.
Awesome, sir.
Blessings.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Okay.
God bless
All
you.
right.
Bye bye.
Yes.
Bye. Yeah, yeah. So that's tomorrow night there. Yeah, we're on the last leg now, still, anything like that. So yeah. So Lester, the whole thing with that young boy there, one of the things that I was saying is that the community plays a fundamental role in us being in our broughtopsy. Let's use it from a
Hmm.
Jamaican perspective, in our
Yes.
broughtopsy, because our parents are not there for us 24 hours of the day. And also the same teacher there and the school, when I see those children, those parents for those other children left those children at that school, and there's an expectation that there's a duty of care to take care of those children. So when I see that teacher standing there and the guy throwing the rock stone in the classroom, I was just fearing. I guess he didn't hit anybody, isn't it, Lester? He never hit any of them.
Some students were hit and teachers were hit, but
Really?
they were not injured.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
So
wow.
what has
They are
happened to
playing.
him now, the young man?
Well, the complement of the staff is asking this principal to take some action. So we haven't heard any follow up details as to what has happened. You know, um,
Hmm.
but let me say something. When we look at the crime, when we
Yes.
look at the illegal vending on the sidewalk, when we
Mhm.
look at the way or how decent, law-abiding citizens drive on the road. I not the taxi man them know, because them not decent and
That's
law-abiding.
another
You
story.
know?
Yeah.
Well, the Minister of
Yeah,
Justice said them need to sort out the courts. The courts need to sort them out. They need to go to the court for pay their money back, innit?
yeah.
Those tickets.
So
Yeah.
the situation is, when you look on the wider society, even with celebrating with the topic we were talking about a few weeks ago, the
Mm,
scamming. Most Jamaicans don't catch scamming as something illegal. You know,
mm,
so this action by the young man is just a microcosm
mm.
um uh, uh, activity being played out in a wider society of problems. You know, um, when you look at where civil civil society in Jamaica would would come out against um a, a, a crime initiative that helps to save Jamaican lives even for a short term. You start to wonder, what is it that we really are doing as a country? What is it that we
Mm.
really want? You know, how are we going to get back, as we always want to say, we could get back to proper
Basic
grooming and
arsenal.
proper training,
Mm.
to basics. But how? You know, because, like, are we going to disband the internet from Jamaica? The internet and international images of, like, television and stuff like that is a great part of the social conditioning now. So are we going to disband it? Are we? So there are some sacrifices that we have to take in Jamaica if we really want to bring it back and
What
rewind
kind of
and retool.
sacrifices you talking about?
There's just, I mean, I think some of our civil liberties have to be suspended for a while. We take, we, like, a police is apprehending a young man, right? I sent
Hmm.
the video, Silburn.
Mm.
and just like about 4 or 5 police, and a crowd of women jump down upon him, draw with the police. The police have rifles on it, man, and them
Is that the
literally
one that
attack
says
the
a little
police.
boy? Is that the one where they say something like "Is that little boy"?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. Mm.
So if them willingly, openly attacking the police like this, right? There has to be a point where we draw the line and say, listen, some of our civil rights have to be suspended for a while to bring back the country, because you can't see a police do a operation and intervene like that, and then
Yeah.
don't know it's
And that
illegal to do
what
that.
it depends on the conduct of the police, to be quite honest
I
with
think
you.
the police were being well. The look of video I
Heavy
saw, they were
handed.
just no. I didn't think it was every. I think they were going after somebody, which they have to do. Police are police,
Well,
isn't it?
in that case,
They're
the
not
woman
social
them to
workers,
mind
isn't
their,
it?
in that case, the ladies, they should have mind their own business and sort of stayed away, or police should have just arrested them as well. Because if they're
But them
conducting
don't think it wrong.
themselves,
They don't think
no,
it
if
wrong,
they don't think it's wrong. But if the police is conducting themselves in a proper manner, I don't see
Mm.
anything wrong with that. They should stay out of it. But if the
Mm.
police is being sort of heavy-handed, then that's another problem. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but you cannot attack the police. If the police are being heavy-handed, as a citizen, you cannot attack the police.
But it's just like the pink lady, the pinky, the lady who was in pink was telling, "Come out of the bus, come out of the van." Remember that video you showed me some long time ago, Lester?
In central Kingston, yeah.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
police had detained some guys Orlando, and they had the
Mhm.
guys in the back of the pickups to take them away to process them. And this lady come out with a crowd of other women and tell them to come out of the van.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, it beggars belief when you see those sort of things, and you realize that there need to be some sort of zero tolerance at some way. Um, I think the zero tolerance need to take place, and I heard I love to get an interview with her. I know Miss Gomez long time ago, but the new person for the Justice for Jamaica, she was saying she's
Jamaicans are
getting
justice.
Jamaicans for Justice. She's getting a lot of threats because of
hmm
their position, and she said we are not anti-crime. Well, no, we are not supporting criminals, but we are supporting
yes.
freedom or human rights and so like that. I love to get her on the show to have a discussion with her because she says she get a lot of threats as well in trying to do her job. So I'm gonna reach her. 'Cause I know Caroline Gomes as well. I don't think she may be a senior person there. I don't know if she's still with the group from that
Yeah.
time. But I do believe somehow that, as Lester said, there's got to be some level of zero tolerance. I mean, the prime minister said one time, I'm going to stop being, what should I say, popular or seek popularity and just really do something. So if Andrea, and I think, was it Chuck or someone saying, Lester, that they're going to try to somehow pass some other laws so the SOE can go on for 30 days straight. So you don't need the support of the government, of the opposition. Is that
Well,
correct?
yeah.
Is that correct?
I think they're looking at that
Yeah.
because Bruce Golding was the one who instituted that, where you need one opposition senator to agree with the extension of the SOE. What Bruce Golding was looking about was in the
Yeah.
1975, when
Yeah.
we had this long extended, you know, state of emergency, and then the government of the day use it as a weapon against, just to suspend your rights and to suspend your curtail your movements and stuff like that. He didn't want that.
Yeah.
Um, um, but what we're facing now is a whole different type of crime from the 70s. It has to
Yeah.
be
Tell me,
dealt with.
tell me something. Do you think the new this prime minister is doing a good job, or this new government? They're not new anymore anyway, but this government, do you think they're doing a good job?
Yes,
Right
a good,
person asking that question.
they're doing a good job. I wouldn't say that they're doing a great or excellent job, but they're doing a good job
Mm,
based on the circumstances they are.
yes.
Mm.
I
I want.
was
Sorry,
sorry, go
go on,
on,
Alan.
sorry.
Go on, Alan. Please go
No,
on.
I was always ashamed when the not the PNP as a whole, but I was always ashamed of Portia Simpson when she was prime minister, I think she was a bad representative of our country, sorry to say, because she lacked decency in many ways. Because a lot of the times when she's having conversations or, you know, talking, is like we'd say in Jamaica, a trace, you know. So it's good to have someone, you know, like the new prime minister now. He's not new anymore, but it's refreshing, and I think he's doing a good job. So I'll back you up on that. But there's room for improvement, of course.
Yeah. Okay. We're getting some feedback, but I want to, before I wrap up, we're getting feedback from you. Like, I don't know. Just want to get some feedback from persons there. Eat. You can get warm with exercise. A light speaker. Scott is saying the panel can be American. The panel, can an American be deported to Africa from America?
Yeah.
Can an American be? Well, can an American be deported to Africa from America? Orlando, why did you just said yes instantly?
No, I didn't listen properly. So if he's American, yes.
Yeah, if an American cannot be deported to Africa.
No, if he's American, he's American.
Yeah, if he's American, I mean, somebody don't become American with a green card. They don't become an American, do they?
No. You have to born in the country, I suppose.
You got born in the country, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let me see. Who is this one now? Light speaker. She is who she is, even though that is an educated fool. I've not had racism directly or blatantly clear, face to face with words for a long while. But if someone from that background say those certain things to me, I really do not mind what the fudge they say, especially because certain people have immigrated more than most.
Yes.
I'll be there, God willing. Okay, that's for tomorrow night. I'm sure Michelle said something. Okay, night speaker there. 8 p.m. on YouTube, straight out. Uncle Ray out in full force. Yeah. So, any last word, Lester? I'm gonna wrap up.
No.
Yeah, Orlando, when are you gonna come and teach us some gourmet? Do a live.
One day I'll come on. I'm starting a little program myself on Monday. But one day I'll come on and I'll do something. We need to converse and so on, and I'll set something up downstairs in the kitchen and all that, and we'll do it.
We do something.
Yes, you could even do a live program in my house, and I cook something for you. And
Okay,
you can taste
awesome.
it, so you can tell the guests what you're getting. You see what I mean?
Definitely. All right. Well, listen. Tomorrow night. See you guys at 8 p.m. Lester, want to thank you so much. Have a good
Thanks
one.
for having me.
Yeah. Lester, I think you might have company. I don't know, why do I sense that you have company from someone? But anyway, maybe your Instagram sometime feed shows me lots of different pictures, so I put 2 and 2 together. I don't know if I'm getting 3 or 2. And don't give me that look. You know what I'm talking about. Look on your Instagram. You don't know visitor. There's no V around there, no? All right. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
We'll talk, yeah? All right.
Good.
Take care.
Thanks for having me. Nice meeting you, brother. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah. Orlando,
Okay.
take care of yourself again, buddy.
Yes, and
All
you
right.
too.
Peace
Thanks. Yeah, bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Well, what's this? Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining tonight, and good discussion, good show. I was able to go one hour just with my own personal monologue, which is good. I think I'll have to do some more of that. I always find it challenging, but very interesting. And do remember tomorrow night with Ambassador Earl Emmons, 8 p.m. Jamaican in Asian Creating Opportunities, December the 4th, 8 p.m. British Standard Time, 2:30 a.m. Myanmar time, and that's going to be Myanmar, of course. Not sure if anybody from this side who's listening now from Myanmar, but that's supposed to be a very interesting show where we look at how Jamaicans are everywhere in the world creating opportunities And I believe a lot of it has to be because of the resilience of us as a people, that wherever we are in this world, we are what we call ambassadors, because by default, we are a representation of that great country, you know. And I won't say any more with little, but with Talawa, we strong, big, and broad. All right. So have a good night. God bless you, and peace out. And thank you so much for joining. Dee, thank you, Chris, Vita, those on Orlando, Leicester, and Ambassador Earl for joining tonight. See you tomorrow night, Thursday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. Going to try to get that back going with some very interesting guests at times. Know you are, know what you're about. Stand your ground, flip the script. Don't backtrack, don't back down. Have a mentality which is strong, not a victim mentality. Never take it. Just go back and lead from the front, not from behind. Thank you very much. Peace out. Bye bye.